And as you know, I'm with the Africa Center for Economic Transformation. We advocate for transforming African economies. And for us, the agricultural sector is a very important place to start. Why? Because about 60% of people in Africa are in the rural areas. And so in the rural areas, the biggest occupation is agriculture. And even in the whole economy, about 40%, or some countries, 20, 30, 40% are in agriculture. And African economies are way behind other countries. And in order to really try to catch up, we have to start with our advantages. And what are our advantages? We have land. We have, in many countries, good weather. We have young people. So if we can bring bring this combination together, I think we have a platform on which to build. The yield gap in African agriculture compared to others is very huge. And the technologies that would take them to increase the yields and bring them to the levels of other places are known. What is needed is how you bring all this, the irrigation, the inputs, the logistics together. And so you start with the low-hanging fruits. And I think we think in agriculture, if we can get the policies and investment in infrastructure together, we stand a chance of actually raising yields, which will help feed people. It would improve food security, but more importantly, it can become the catalyst, the starting point for building industry. Because we can build processing factories to process our products, and then so you would have people create jobs in industry, and you would also create a better supply of food for people in the urban areas. And so all around, both for the agricultural sector and for the rest of the economy, I think it's a good place to start. There are many, and of course, they vary from country to country. In many places in sub-Saharan Africa, security of land tenure is a problem. In order to create modern agriculture, you need to have land as a secure property on which you feel comfortable investing long term. And you need to be able to have land, a title to loan in order to go to the bank in order to borrow money for investment. You're not going to invest in something that you don't have security. In many African countries, that's a problem. So it may not be a problem in all countries, but in many, particularly in West Africa, that's an issue we have to solve. In many African countries too, the use of fertilizer is low, right? If we can solve the problem of making fertilizers affordable, providing them in quantities that poor farmers can buy, solving the logistics problem so that when the fertilizers get to the port, they can go up country to the farmers. That will be a big situation. In some other countries where rainfall is variable or not sufficient, irrigation, small, medium-scale irrigation that are well managed becomes an important part of the equation. And then I think that education. In many African countries, people go through the education system, learn a lot of abstract stuff, but they don't really teach you how to become a modern, successful, medium-sized commercial farmer. Specialized education that will take a youth from a high school or first-year university and really equip them with the knowledge to actually run farming as a business is also an important part. So education, land tenure laws, some irrigation in some places, and some type of credit that allows the farmers to buy the modern inputs that are needed in order to invest in the farm are important. ACET is Africa Center for Economic Transformation. And for us, we define transformation as growth with depth. Depth, D, means diversification of what you produce, and even within agriculture, diversification of the range of things that you produce and export. E is export competitiveness. Today, after all, we are in a globalized world, right? So you need to be able to be competitive. P is productivity increases, and as I've said, in Africa, yields, particularly in agriculture, are very low. We need to bring them up on the farms. T, technological upgrading, to change the technology with which we produce things across the spectrum of the economy. And then H is for human well-being improvement through job opportunities and higher incomes. And we released a report in 2014 on the general economy in terms of agriculture, in terms of economic transformation. Next year, 2016, we are working on a report on agricultural transformation, where we are really focusing on the agricultural sector and see what would it take to modernize African agriculture, make it more competitive globally, and also to have it as a key driving force in the overall transformation of the economy, including supporting processing industries. So look forward, towards the end of 2016, you will see our report on transforming Africa's agriculture.